Hey, the knowledge drop is back. This is Focus from the Flow Mo crew. BeepleDojo.com, Cypher Studio, Cypher Space, all that good stuff. It's been a crazy week. I'm just back from Cyprus, had a great time. Meanwhile, the Breaking Hall of Fame event took place in New York. I was happy to receive one of the trophies as well. So shout out to everybody who made the event happen. First generation B-Boys, the state of New York, and hey, all the nominees. I congratulate y'all. We keep it moving on with the show. Today we have a great guest once again, like we always do. This time around, the infamous B-girl Vanessa from Portugal is joining us today. She's been breaking since 2012, an Adidas and Red Bull ambassador, and the main force behind tiny room workouts and B-girl sessions. Content creation. So let's dig deeper into the big scene today. How does she feel about it? How does competing on a high level feel like? And what are the challenges? What are the good things about it? And also the platforms. So let's get her live on the show. Booyah! Vanessa, here we go. Greetings. How's it going?
Hi, thank you so much for having me one more time.
My pleasure. Fully. Thank you for making time. And you was
No
traveling
problem.
and made it happen despite. Can you tell the audience where you at right now?
Yes, I'm in Madeira, so a Portuguese island. Came here to judge an event. So sometimes we don't have a lot of events in Portugal, so it's very cool to also have the island, and we have a scene here with a lot of young kids. So I'm very excited also to see the scene here. They always travel to the continent, so it's also nice when we come here. And now I had the opportunity to come for the first time, so I'm pretty excited. But yeah, had a little
Nice,
time
nice.
to
And it's
to
still warm out there, so
interview.
you're blessed and lucky to have an event. Is the
Yes,
event gonna
that's
be
for
outside? Do
sure.
you think it's gonna be outside in the sun or an inside
Yeah,
event?
yeah. I think it's outside. I think it's outside. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like 20 something degrees, so it's perfect.
Oh my! I'm reporting live from the north. We have snow already, so I'm jealous at you for getting a little
No,
bit more
yeah,
sun
no,
before the winter
yeah, not
comes.
looking for that. I'm a summer person.
Cool. Didn't we battle back in Outbreak in the Cyphers one time? I was there with the younger generation breaker. We did the 2-on-2. Didn't pass prelims, so I'm like, let's go some rounds in the Cyphers. So I remember exchanging a couple of rounds with you as well. I don't
I
remember
remember.
wrong, right?
Yeah, I think I remember too. I still had the red hair. I was not blonde at the time. I think I still had the red hair. It was like still in the beginning, maybe 2017 or something, 16, 17. I don't remember. Was also like the beginning for me when I start traveling. But I do remember this, I think, yeah.
Pretty wild, yeah. Ever since that, you made a lot of noise, battled globally everywhere. What are some of the fondest, best memories that breaking has given to you this far?
Um, I think breaking taught me a lot. It's like a parallel comparison to what I learned in my life. I learned how to be independent and strong minded. Also, because I remember at the time when I started, I always wait for my friends to travel, and I learned very quick to not wait for anyone. And if you want to go somewhere, you just go by yourself. And if once you do it yourself, then you can just travel the world when you want, how you want. And it's a very good experience also to learn about yourself as an individual without depending on anyone. So breaking taught me this, and the biggest trip I did was to Radical Force in Singapore, because I remember this was like around summer, and then I remember in later in the year I was supposed to go to Silverback at the time, and it was a long trip by plane, and I never had a long trip by plane, so I decided to go Singapore first, because if I could go to Singapore, I would not boycott my chance to go to Silverback in USA. So I did both, and it was an amazing experience. But I think um, breaking some of the best experiences like these situations and these values that breaking taught me about life in general.
Yeah, that's some of the best insights that you can actually gain from breaking that. You become more independent. You trust in yourself. You believe in yourself more, gain that confidence, and you learn to make something out of nothing. Like even if nobody
Exactly.
else wants to do it, you do it yourself, and eventually it leads to new things and great experiences like this. So that you can use
Exactly.
for everything else in life after breaking as well. So dope.
Is
Cool.
a literally a parallel comparison, because there's also a lot of situations that you will have to handle and you had to sort it out by yourself, so it can be very stressful, and you can do it with a lot of fear, but I think it's a great lesson, and a lot of
Mm,
people that you learn, you can exchange ideas that you're gonna agree or disagree, but you still manage to have a respect about two different opinions. So that's also what I like about traveling and meeting new people.
exactly. Those are the good things. What are some of the challenges that you have faced in the scene, traveling a lot by yourself? Is there some big
Um,
challenges that Breaking has gotten to given to you?
I think like also speaking up for myself. I know that also as a female in the scene, I experienced a few situations where I was not very comfortable, and I noticed that many girls that or didn't go through it, didn't experience it, so they didn't speak up, and some. And we have another part that they too shy or think they gonna lose the respect or the importance they have in the scene by speaking up. And some of the situations where I didn't feel very comfortable, I always try to speak up, and this was like some of the challenges, because also I know that anything that demands change, it's kind of like not well received, but because of fear, because we don't know what to expect, because it's been like this too long, and it's hard when there's a change and someone comes and change it, or has a different opinion. And I realized this in the breaking scene as well, and I try always to try to speak up, not only for me but also for my colleagues who also have the same opinions, but they don't have the comfort of speaking up, or have um, this that can be that easy for them to speak up. So I I'm someone who tries to voice it out.
Yeah, being part of many big competitions and traveling gives you also a position and some power to be able to speak out as well. So big
Yeah,
up
because you,
for
you can still
taking that position
you can
too.
still yeah, you can still because I think everything that comes from also change, it's to evolve. Like no one is here to bring anything down, especially for my side, So I think like all the comments or the little things I experience and I think it should have done, or impact, has a certain impact, negative impact towards someone. I think we should always try to, in a respectful way, speak to the organizer or the people around. So yeah.
Mm. How do you feel about the scene in 2024, moving on to 2025? How is the scene for you? How do you see it from your perspective?
I'm actually very excited. We have, just one thing I realize is we going like two different ways, because we have like more now the competitive way. And what I feel also, and what I see when I go practice, is I see now we have like coaches, right? And train the kids to win. So it's like they don't experience anymore like the foundations and the ciphers and learning this sense of community, but they literally just go to the class with the coach literally teaches them the routine or the rounds, and they just practice for that. So imagine like 3 rounds, and then specifically for the battle, and the battle to win the battle. So imagine if you're learning like a sequence that has 6 steps for one side, baby freeze, same side, windmill, whatever. You don't even, you just learn that taught by your teacher. So you don't have the the experience of creating different ways to go to the movement. You're, I think we're losing a little bit this essence of just learning how our body moves instead of just like replicate a routine. And I think also the teachers, because the goal is to win or compete at this competition, it's like, oh no, we don't have time to learn all the foundations and everything for both sides. No, 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 no. For this competition, we just need to do 3 rounds. What is it going to be? It's going to look like this. And I'm going to teach you to do this, you know? And I see the kids very much into this winning. Um, and I feel like I learned so much through the cipher sharing and the, although now people say I'm a stage girl because I compete in many. I experienced the whole um, cipher sharing and the learning and discovering how my body moves to do certain moves and to know my strength. Because if you're replicating something that your teachers tells you, you not even know what your full capacity is. You know. So I think it's the obligation of the teachers to incorporate this sense of community also in sharing and freestyling in the class, the same way you can also split the class and still teach the routine or creation of rounds, but still don't cut this moment where we have like the self discovery, you know, because that's why then we all look the same.
Mm, I feel you 100%. Like when I got introduced to the dance, it was straight up a cultural thing. You wanted to do all, you wanted to do graffiti, you wanted to learn how to rap, you wanted to DJ, whatever. But now, if a person gets introduced straight to the competition after the throne right away, so it's a pretty different kind of approach. But maybe at the later stage, they can realize like, oh, okay, I didn't get the medal, whatever, but then again, there's so much more we can learn from the whole dance and the history and the foundation and all that. So it's a long way. It
Exactly.
doesn't stop in the first place.
Exactly. Because one of the things that made me fall in love of breaking was when I try a move and I practicing endless times, I end up getting this move. And this gives you a sense of achievement. And then it's like an addiction. It's like, oh, if I can do this, I wonder if I can learn another thing and another thing and another thing. And this feeling of achievement for me was very addictive, you know. So I could see myself improving the more I would practice. And this feeling was the thing that kept me in breaking, you know. So we have to always go to a competition with something, with another goal, more than just winning. Because if we don't win, you're just devastated. You know, you're not motivated when you go to practice. Like, you have to have another goal outside just the winning. You can be experienced, do a new move, or I don't know, battle with this person on a 2-on-2, or just something that gives you this sense of achievement and you are happy even if you lose, because we lose more times than we win.
That is true. Let's go right into the deep end. You did the Olympics as well. You did the whole route to get there. Let's go for key takeaways about the whole journey, ending up in Paris as well. Long journey, many competitions, so much. What are your key takeaways about it? Like anything you learned, what are the main things?
So it was very psychologically demanding. This was one of the things I learned, is the power of the mind. It was way more mental than physically. Also because in March, the beginning of the year, so 2 months to OQS, I broke my elbow. And I was like, for me, it's finished. There's no way I can do it. But I think the focus and the mental strength I built through it showed me that it was more mentally than physically. Also, one of the things was the amount of rounds I had to create, so improved a lot my stamina. The fact that if we are red side, we have to go first. So many times I didn't want to start the battle. No complaining. I had to learn how to start the battle with confidence. Another thing was, although, especially in the round robin, although you lose the first battle, you you have to forget and not be emotionally attached to the loss, but you have to build yourself your confidence up to win the second battle. Because when we lose the first one, our thoughts start like, I'm not going to make it today, is not a good day, so I'm not hitting this move. No, we need, because all the points and rounds count. So we have to really like one battle is gone, we need to focus on the next one, build yourself up again, and then go. And another thing, the last thing was, many battles we practice like before the Olympics, it's we practice to go to a battle because we want to compete in this battle. Many times I was forced to go to a battle even though I didn't want to dance, or I'm emotionally and physically exhausted, and I still have to go because I have other organizations telling me I have to go. They are putting money and effort on me, so you had still to force dancing even though you don't want to. This was one of the things I didn't experience before, because I always go to the battles that I want to and I want to dance. And this one this year was very challenging because of that.
Yeah. Do you have any insights on how do you train your mental side to be stronger? How did you make it through, and what are ways that you could share with people? How can they become stronger mentally to overcome, let's say, a competition tour like
Okay.
this?
Um, I dived a little when this happened to me, this big injury. I dived a little bit more into mentalization and visualization. So imagining me see the rounds and focus on the round. Imagine everything, the environment, the what clothes am I wearing, how the opponent is going to respond, which music is going to go, how am I going to do it, if the opponent responds to something, how am I going to react it, like really visualize myself in the moment and doing my whole round. This has a way more power, is way more power tool than actually getting exhausted doing the round physically. And also another little trick I have is I have a little box full of like quotes that I saw in movies, in books, in anything like inspiring. And I always take like three. Um, and normally it's like it fits the situation. It's just like it's very funny because every time it's like different papers, but it fits always the situation. Also, you can't take it all the time. Just sometimes when you feel like it's necessary and you need an extra boost, I take these papers and I keep this box, which it's also very, very nice. I think constant talking good about yourself, like you can do it, you got this. The more we focus on ourselves and less on the others, I think it's a very powerful tool.
Mm. One reason for the quick recovery from the injury must have been that you understand training and you work on training on other sides as just breaking as well. So the recovery is super quick and you made it happen. So congrats on that. Can you tell
Yeah.
a little bit about the tiny room workouts project?
So this program and idea came from the fact that before, when I started, I saw compared to other girls, I was a little bit heavy and slow. And I was like, okay, how can I improve this? So I start doing some workouts at home, like high intensive interval training, and I start doing at home. And this was just a normal workout with burpees, push-ups, squats, really going for like dynamic workouts. But then I realized that I could incorporate some breaking moves and I would save time. So I would drill the moves and I would lose weight and be more faster because I'm also learning the positions of breaking. So instead, like of a normal push up, I would do like to a stabbing push up, for example, like a lot of jumps to to the stabbing push up and come back, a lot of handstands, kind of dynamic workouts. And because I didn't have time to go to the gym because I had a separate job, I used to work in a restaurant at the time when I was in London. I would do it in my room. So that's why it's called like a tiny room. It's all exercises that can be easily done in your space. And then I understand that you can apply in any other dance. Because of matchups like breaking and workout, you can do it with different dance styles. So then in the pandemic, I opened it for girls, majority, just girls at the time. And I had a lot of response. I was doing this workout since we were closed up, and I had a lot of girls from all over the world. Um, and I thought I saw an opportunity in something that missed at the time. There's like a gap in breaking because at the time was you just go to practice and you just break. You didn't put so much effort in the workouts. Now that we are more with an athletic mind, we do like more gym and we look more for our like physical development. But at the time, it worked really well. And now that I have time, finally, I want to bring it back.
Good, good. Everybody give it a follow at Tiny Room Workouts. What do you think are the do's and don'ts of training for you? If you had to summarize do's and don'ts.
Oof. Um, of training, I would say, yeah, don't. It's better to train smart, less hours, and in a smarter way than a lot. Because also one thing I learned was because I had a part-time job, I had to summarize and be more have a bigger, I don't know how to say it, rentability. I don't know if you say it like that. Um, of my training. So I used to practice just 2 times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, like 3 hours, 4 hours. And I would still manage to catch up with the level of girls that sometimes I ask and they were like, I've trained 6 hours per day. I'm like, how can you do that? Also, I'm older, so maybe I don't have the energy now to stay 6 hours at practice. But I just try to be very focused when I go to practice. So I would say less hours and go always to practice knowing what you're going to do. So you don't look around, you don't sit around wondering if some inspiration comes and touches you by miracle, but always go to practice knowing something what you're going to do. On the days that I didn't want to practice, I still practice some drills. I still focus maybe on some on like independent moves. So yeah, I would say, and don't train over injury because it gets worse. Really take your time to recover. If you feel something, really look after it. Now we have a lot of help, even on training with mobility and stretching, something that I think b-boys and b-girls were not used to, like stretching and doing like mobility exercises. It's really, really very helpful. Also, when you start to be older.
100. What about the Bigo sessions then? I didn't actually know that you were behind that one as well. Tell about that project a little bit.
So this one started with Bo, Pauline, and Rose at the time, I think from Holland, and also Pauline from Germany and Holland slash. And I saw they did a battle in the Netherlands, um, and I always connected with them, and I saw a possibility to elevate the name by instead of just also being a battle, to also be a platform for big girls to be seen, because we were in many events, and everybody had their battles uploaded online, but none of the big girl battles. So we started recording some of the battles of the big girls and trying to post it online. At least some of the girls could still watch it and still see their performance. So we try to create like this platform of big girl visibility, and then we try to get more people involved. Also, we were three people with like a kind of easy access to a lot of the known big girls at the time. So we start doing like interviews, asking like this kind of also podcasts to know a little bit about their stories, because it was a lot more about b-boys than b-girls. So we also try to create a platform that could elevate and feel and give a little more of excitement and motivation for the girls, to appear. Yeah.
Gotcha. So during those times, making podcasts and creating content for that, who do you think are gonna be the next bigger superstars of 2025? Next generation. Who do we need to look out for and be careful not to miss?
I would say a lot of them we saw this year, and I think it was just a little scrapping the surface, because I think these girls have a way more to give, which is India, of course. I would say Nika, Sisi as well. I think it's also very important the environment that you are with. I also have a little bit more contact with Spain and Europe. So there's a young girl called Miniali in Spain. She has a lot of potential as well. I think she can do some damages in a few years. Also, I've seen the Japanese teen youngers are insane. Also, I'm excited to see if some of the elders they stay, and although this becomes way more athletic, they can still bring their flavor and something to the table, not just about like power moves, because breaking is way more than just athletic moves, so I think I was hoping that these people who are like a little bit older, they don't give up or feel not motivated just because these girls have like the spotlight. It's their moment, it's okay, everybody has their moment, and they deserve to shine. But also you can impact this the culture in a different way.
Yeah. Hopefully 2025 will be the year of comebacks as well. We've seen it on I feel like rappers are doing comebacks now. Everybody, all the dope golden age rappers are making their new albums. Nas is producing with or making an album
Yeah,
with premieres. Snoop is coming out with a new album. So I
I saw as
hope
well. Yeah.
that the classic B girls of older generation will make a comeback 2025. So let's see Beta in battles. Let's see Rockefeller
Yes,
in
yes, yes.
battles or
I
Taya or
really hope. I really hope,
yeah,
because it
Asia
gives
One back
a
in the
fresh
battles.
air. Yes, yes, yes.
Exactly. Cool. And it's about connecting the different generations as well to have a healthy scene that will be strong and
Exactly.
grow. Hell yeah. All right. Our last part of the show is underrated, overrated. So I'm going to ask you a couple of quick questions and you're
Okay.
going to reply. Do you think it's underrated or overrated and why? So let's go.
Okay.
Portuguese wine.
Underrated. I'm
Why?
a. I would not say I'm an expert in wines, but I like to taste wines, and I like wine, and I think it's a little bit still underrated, because even when I go abroad, we don't have enough of like um, Portuguese wine to on the tables or on the menus. So
Mm-hmm. Stage battles.
overrated.
Why?
Um, you it's very much of very superficial, I would say. Very hitting a lot of points that we have to we are more concerned about the external factors than our what we want to transpass and give and send a message to the public.
Lisbon.
I want to say, I know people say it's overrated, but I think it's under. I love Lisbon better than Porto, I would say, but many people are going to disagree on me. But I love the Lisbon, and it's just a different vibe than Porto. But I'm more of also as a city girl. Porto is more like let's say big village, so I prefer Lisbon. But I would say underrated because there's so many hidden treasures in there.
Home workouts.
Underrated. People should do it more. It's even though you can do gym, I understand, but I would say gym you get you have more distractions. Home you purely focus on yourself and you really in your zone, I would say, or go to the gym when it's not rush hour.
Gotcha. And the last question that we ask for everybody: what do you think is your favorite breaking move, and why?
I think everybody knows that because I'm always doing it now since I learned it, which is 2000. I saw Wing doing it, and for me, it's just such a beautiful move. It's like spinning on two hands upside down. It for me, it's just a beautiful, and the way you come out of it. It should be like smooth. It's a strength and smooth flow after when you come out of it. So when I learned this move, I I always said it. I don't care if people are gonna say like, "Oh, we always see like you doing 2000." I don't care. Now that I learned it, I love to do it. The feeling is unimaginable, and I would never thought about doing such move because I never started. I started kind of late and didn't have any kind of gym background, so everything I learned was purely from the beginning. So that's why I'm also very happy to do it.
Oh, let's see you master it better than Wings. So get a couple more extra rounds and a little bit more
Yeah,
speed. Like, brrrt.
for sure.
That'd be nuts. Cool.
Yeah.
2025. What is next for Vanessa after this? Any events, jams, travels, or plans for the
I-
next year?
So I still have Red Bull this year,
Ooh,
but
true.
I still have Red Bull, still Last Chance Cipher. But I think I'm more excited to the teaching part and sharing my ideas and way of how I become me and maybe help other people achieving also their best self because like I said, I didn't start from gymnastics or any kind of like artistic background. So I artistics, yes, like dance, but more gymnastics. And I show that anyone can do it. I feel like if I do it, anyone can do it. If you have the discipline, the enthusiasm, so I think I'm more excited about teaching for next year than actually competing. I think also
Mhm.
the the, the Olympic journey killed a little bit my willing to compete on big stages. So I think I'm someone who needs like a break from breaking. I need to miss it to come back stronger, I would say.
Feel you on that one. Cool. Let's keep next year for the next generation and passing on so we can have new superstars in the scene within the next couple of
Hopefully, yes, yes.
years or months or weeks. Cool. Keep
Yeah.
doing your work. Keep up the good stuff and keep traveling and inspiring people. So wish you a great weekend and also a great 2025. I'll see you on travels. Thank you for the time.
Hopefully. Thank you so much.
Peace, peace.
See
Everybody go
ya.
and check out Tiny Room Workouts and Bigo Sessions on Instagram. Thank you, Vanessa.
Yes, thank you.
Howdy. And cool, there you have it. Next up, head out to bebodojo.com, get my free footwork workshop, and we can continue over there. We keep it coming out with the knowledge drops, so keep tuning back for more. Peace.